Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome to the reading today. So we're going to do a reading on, well, a message from Source. The reason why I'm doing this one today is because I was just playing some music and there's some handpan music that's playing at the moment. And it's from, I think it's called Multi Mountain on YouTube. Anyway, the song is called A Prayer to God. So we're going to get a message from Source and see what is the energy at the moment? What is the message? What is something you need to hear in this moment? A reminder. As I do this reading today, we're going through a retrograde in Mercury. So I thought, well, maybe this will be around that. Also, the Lion's Gate's coming up. So there's a lot of kind of like astrological or numerology type energies around. But yeah, there's a lot of actual dwarf planets in retrograde. We've got Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, Mercury, and Ceres, and also Chiron. So there might be more, but I can't remember every single one, but there's quite a lot. And people sometimes will get into fear about what that means. Really, it's a time to reflect on the certain energies of those planets and also the signs that they're in. But anywho, we're going to kind of bypass all that and get a message or an energy from Source. I read somewhere when Mercury's in retrograde, it's going back to the sun to have like conversation, to get energy, to have a good communication, to come back and share that with the rest of everybody else. And I like that analogy of like gaining information to share it. So we're going to go directly to Source to gain some information and share it with you today. Okay, let's get some piles out. Pile 1. All right. Some reason I want to say take a deep breath and hold and release. Just connect with the energy of now, because we only have this moment in time, right? And every single time a second goes past, we're in a new moment. So this will help you connect with whatever cards come through. If you're going to pick pile 1, you have the Ascended Master Lao Tzu and the Zincite with Descending Power. Okay. You can choose pile 2. You have the Goddess Bastet and the Cat's Eye with Sacred Pleasure. This also has a crystal number of 888. So just coming back to the first pile, the crystal master number is 333. And for pile number 3, you have the Angel Amitiel and the blue Obsidian with Revelation. Angel number 444. Okay, I'm going to leave these 3 here. Take your time, pick whichever one calls to you. You can go down to the description below and jump straight to your video. Other than that, I'll give you probably about 5-10 seconds and you can just go straight to your video when you're ready. If you need more time, give it a pause and tap into your intuition. There's no rush here. Okay, see you in your reading. Welcome to your reading pile number 1. So really interesting crystal coming through. I don't see this one often, especially in picker piles. It's kind of like a very personal energy, and this is coming from source, right? So it's very interesting. It's like a very, I guess, specific and unique to you, this reading, which is kind of interesting, right? Because this is a collective kind of picker pile. However, it's like a niche picker pile because, you know, these videos don't get huge amounts of viewers. So I feel like we can really get into the heart of this message. With Ascended Master Lao Tzu and Zincite descending power, this feels like it's coming through, or like from source all the way down through your chakras into your heart space. This really is about your personal internal world. We're going to focus on your internal heart space and what you've accomplished and achieved. Being here is an accomplishment as well, being alive, going through different cycles, positive, negative, perception, right? All that's perception. However, it's also a great way to learn who and what we will tolerate. Some of the harshest energies that we go through, or difficult challenges, fights, arguments, separations, coming togethers, all that kind of stuff can be the biggest teachers of our own personal energy and how we want to utilize this energy of God or source, or goddess, you know, whatever you really connect with in your day-to-day life. So, interesting one straight away. It feels very spiritual, actually. It does feel like you've worked on some chakras, certain chakras. Some of you have been really focusing on the higher chakras, and that's been a place where you should, or you can be really happy or proud of yourself. Congratulations, congratulate yourself as well. And some are working in like the lower chakras, and that's absolutely fine as well. Like congratulate, same kind of thing. You know, wherever you're working on, it's not like you should be here, or here. You're where you need to be. So take that with, I guess wear that with pride is how it comes through. I can't remember the quote exactly, but Master Lao Tzu talks about outward courage is the preparation to die, or like I don't know the quote exactly, but it's like it's okay to die kind of thing, like it's I'm ready to die kind of thing, because you know you've got that external courage, and internal courage is I'm ready to live. And so I feel like that's why we're focusing on the inwards, because you're ready to live. You're going to choose you, in a sense. Okay. Probably butchered the quote, but definitely go have a look at his quotes. All right, let's get a message from Source for you today. Still listening to the handpan music. It's really nice. Like I said in the beginning, it's called A Prayer to God. The frequency is 963, which is interesting because you've got descending power, so we can sometimes think it's negative going down, but this is going inwards, not outwards. This is like an important time inwards. Excuse me. And it really does focus in on our inner chakras, right? Our inner chakras, but also inner world, our inner mind, body, soul. So I do like that. It's like taking a step down by 3, or step inward by 3. I like that. Okay, some more cards. So a lot of energy coming through. I'm just reading the energy as it flies around. This kind of shift, or these kind of like progressions and achievements, are really helping your higher self, or your higher your soul. I'm not sure how, but you know, it is a good time to appreciate yourself as well. Be happy with what you've achieved. Okay. grab these out in a sec. I just want to focus on these Oracle cards first. So let's take a look at what you've got. You have soul power. Exactly what I've been touching on. This is the energy within you. Like, this source energy isn't just a message from external of yourself. This is also a message from internal. Excuse me again. It's a message from your soul or heart space. So there's no, the way it's coming through is there's no difference between source energy, God, goddess, whatever you want to call it, you know, the higher, above being, whatever. This is like, there's no real difference between source energy and you. The difference is how we play and utilize it at this frequency. This frequency, this vibration earth, is very different, right, to many of the other layers that are out there. You know, whatever you want to call them, alternative universe, higher realms, lower realms, right? We have still a connection. It's just in a different form, and how we utilize it is up to us. So this is just reminding you of the soul is within, like, it's within. Okay. I won't harp on too much about it, but it really is like coming through with a, remember your power. God, goddess isn't higher than us. You know, ascended masters aren't higher than us or better than us. This is not about hierarchy or rank. This is about equality and seeing that energy within us. You know, like, even if we look on earth, leaders around the world, they're not better than us. They're just in positions that are different to what we've got. We are still, whether it's the homeless person or the billionaire who's sending rockets into space, right? We're all equal. We just are all doing different lessons or learnings in this particular incarnation, in particular life. But as a soul, we're all equal. Okay, nice. Well, you're getting it hammered in to remember about where this is coming from. 3 different powers: descending power going inwards, soul power coming from within, right? It's showing within, this like energy within. And here, again, more energy within. Different seasons too. We go through different seasons and cycles. But this is inner fire with Bridget. It says, let your passions lead to your purpose. This reminds me of a quote that was like, your purpose in life is to be. No, what is it? Your purpose in life is to be loved and love, or love and be loved. Because that's what source energy is, right? This energy of pure love energy, not romantic, not conditional, like unconditional, high vibration energy that we can utilize in many different ways, and we do, especially in this kind of level or realm. So it's just a reminder to you that you can shift and change your reality as you see fit. You're only limited by what you believe you're limited by. Oh, divine director, trust the process. It says, create space for divine order to unfold. Real interesting here. It's nice because it's kind of like, I guess we've also got the energy of the new moon at the moment. It's kind of like that energy of, you know, what you put out there, what you, I guess what kind of blueprints you put out there and what comes through may sometimes be different. But if you put the blueprints out there, like manifesting, right, and you can see it, you can visualize it, you can see the age, like let's say you're trying to manifest a relationship, you can see their like demeanor, their character, the quality of who they are, what they kind of like do, or what they're interested in, or what you're interested in. So you want to kind of match that, or maybe you want completely different interests, right? You know, being very specific of what you want to experience or feel in this life, and then letting it be created and looking out for the signs and symbols of when that creation comes through. Because you'll start to, it doesn't mean you'll just get this person will come in, but you'll start to meet people that will either teach you lessons that you need to shift through to be able to have this relationship or whatever you're looking for. But you know, before we get too far out into just that line, it's really coming in to know what is real in our heart and what we want to do or participate in or create in this world, and then designing that in our mind. Like our imagination, I guess, or our intuition is really like a blueprint. Like we write up the blueprints, put the specifications, and be very specific with what you want to do and create in this life. Wow. It's almost like they're just coming through with very, very obvious message, right? You've got the inner power card, you've got inner fire, we've got soul power, we've got descending power. And I said that from the beginning. This does feel like it's going in. And again, with that quote, you're here to simply hear your purpose in life is to love and be loved. So stop doing and start being. Be that loving energy. Be that supportive energy. You know, just because social structures are out there to put us into like you need to be this or do this or complete this qualification to be seen as XYZ, you already are. You don't need any approval from anything. You already are. You already have got everything. There's nothing external from yourself that you need to go get to be complete or accomplished. Source energy is drilling home. I feel like source energy is more direct than our guides sometimes. It's funny. It's really nice. This is really nice energy, and so I'm kind of moving through it quite slowly because I want to bring through all that energy with this reading. Even if you aren't super paying attention, you'll feel the vibrations coming through the speakers or whatever you're listening through. Okay, so what else do they want to share with us today? This just feels like getting out of your head and into your heart. It's an interesting one. The story of this, I can't remember it exactly, but she's an oracle, and she tells the family that he's going to grow up and kill take the crown or take the throne or whatever, kill his father. And so what happens throughout the whole life, he's really neglectful, he's kind of horrible, and what happens because of all that negative kind of like connotations and energy, he's created his own reality, right, where the child grows up and feels all of this horribleness from emanating from the father, so he ends up killing him. So it's a self-fulfilled prophecy. You could say, well, that's the oracle's fault, but he chose how he treated. Like, you can find excuses and blame. This is about taking ownership. That's how you start to really be and live rather than respond and react. So your mind is really powerful at this time. So why not focus on good things? We've got the Olympics on at the moment, right? And it's good because it kind of draws our attention away from some of the drama. That doesn't mean we ignore it. It's just like we don't participate and then get sucked into it. It's almost like a rabbit hole, when you, as a spiritual person, sometimes we get caught up in like drama, right? Or like, oh, what about this? Look at this, look at this. And we go down rabbit holes. Well, humanity, even just watching the news or just living in our mind, can be just that rabbit hole without even investigating something. So I feel like that just wants to be said. You fulfill your own prophecies, so don't feed energy to negative things that aren't even in your reality right now. Don't buy into fear. Yeah, you're a powerful creator. I don't know the story behind this card. This is their Divine Tower, and it's really well made and really it's kind of like really spiritual but also very intelligent. So I like that blend of earth and sky, I guess you could say. But the Knight of Swords focus, yeah, your mind is precious, so you want to focus it in on actual truths, right? Not potential things that could happen. Focus in on what's happening. Utilize your mind so you can make strides and gains, I guess it is. Like you can create the abundance you want to see in this life. You can create your slice of heaven. That's how it comes through. So really nice. We've also got the Six of Wands. Yeah, this is this is just another push into the inner fire, right? Inner power. The Six of Wands, being seen, being recognized. But this isn't about other people recognizing you or needing, maybe they will recognize you, right? But it's not about needing other people's confirmation of who you are and how good you are and, you know, anything like that. This is about seeing and recognizing that internal strength within you. I think I've got some space. So really powerful cards coming through. Interesting. They wanted to kind of come out together. So you've got stop doing, start being right next to the Fool. You're limited by your mind's limitation or by whatever limitations you impose on yourself. And I'm not saying that the external isn't imposing limitations. Absolutely is. But you decide whether you take them into your heart and see them as truth. Consider what is no longer relevant and needs to be held on to. The Eight of Cups is not always a negative shift, right? It's about going on a journey of either self-discovery or self-enlightenment. It does feel. Yeah, I want to speak more to it, but it's like, no, that's right. So we'll just leave that there. Self-enlightenment. Enlightenment isn't gained from external from you. It isn't gained from a guru. It's not gained from following a particular religion or finding out who's the so-called true god is, right? Or goddess is. It's about an internal awakening. And that can be in many forms. It can be by opening up that animal rescue that you really wanted to do. Is that going to make you rich and wealthy? Yes, internally, spiritually. It's maybe not monetarily in this short lifetime, but it will in like all lifetimes, many lifetimes, all connected throughout, you know, this one. Okay. And the Chariot. I like this. Kind of like shares in with the Knight. You're always going to have push and pulls as well in different directions, sometimes in the same direction. That's just there to help you, help guide you. But you're the one in command of your internal and many things that you have within your external as well. Of course, not everything can be controlled, and nothing really should be controlled in the sense of having to be or having to do something, especially if it's like expectations from other people. But like I said, we're pulling this straight back in. You are in control of your own mind, body, soul. And if you feel like you're not, that's the time to go within, recognize what is pulling your feelings and your emotions and your thoughts about yourself, about others, and what needs to be shifted, released, removed. It does, like Lao Tzu does feel like this is about canceling, deleting, replacing old negative thoughts and feelings with positive energy through real internal contemplation and thought. It's almost like instead of old school shadow work of going deep and kind of like, you know, talking to the shadow or fighting the shadow in a sense, this is just about recognizing that all those little aspects are part of us and realizing what we want to feel and be and who we are and who we want to be in this particular incarnation. So interesting reading. There's a lot here. Very clearly, this message is all about knowing and feeling your inner power. I want to read the inner power card and the stop doing, start being, because I feel like there's a couple of messages there for you, Power One. All right, so this is a quote, I believe, by Dan Millman. It says, "If we wish to ascend the mountain path of the warrior, we need to face the hurdles to self-mastery that lie in our path." And this focuses on the sacral and solar plexus. It's kind of like we need to know who we are before we take on anything external. Who are we? Otherwise, we float and get kind of lost. We're not really lost, but we've stopped for trusting, I guess, our God self or our intuition. All right, and stop doing, start being. It says, stop doing and start being the light that you truly are. The exercise here is take some time out to just sit in the presence of beingness. Yeah, this is the crown chakra. This is about almost being your own best friend. Self-care, self-love, right? We talk about that a lot, but this is about really sitting with that all that is you. Take some time with this reading. All these retrogrades are really here to help us reflect. Like I said at the start of the reading, there's a lot of retrogrades. There's like 4 planets, a couple of dwarf planets, and probably other things that we haven't discovered that are playing a part in the world. And they're not here to distract us, push us, pull us, hurt us. It's really here to grab the bits and the energies that we want to. It's kind of like, I don't know, a fish in a huge, like many fish and different types of fish in a huge pond, right? We don't need to grab them all out to be fulfilled. We can work with whatever energies we feel, whichever fish we want to take and put into the aquarium. I don't know, probably not the best analogy, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's just all there rather than it's all on top of us. It's more just around us, and we pick and choose, like I don't know, like star creators, like star beings, I guess, which is what we are. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there, Power One. Lovely reading. Do love that Lao Tzu comes through. Really interesting character. If you want to look him up, definitely take a look. The way that his name's spelled is Lao space TZU. Might be something there for you as well. Otherwise, I'm going to leave you there with this message. Sit in with this energy and just let it wash over you. But take care of yourself, look after yourself, and I will see you next time. I just want to let you know too, even though I'm packing up the cards and normally I cut this out, your reading finished for me and where I am at 4:44 p.m. So take that with you as well with your 333. Hello, welcome to your reading pile number 2. You've chosen the Goddess Bastet and the Cat's Eye card 44 with 888 as the card crystal goddess number. This says sacred pleasure. So really nice energy here. Feels like, again, going from the last part, it feels like this is an internal empowering energy. But instead of where that kind of like reading went to, I won't go too far into it. This one is like coming out and out. Like this is bringing that pure energy out into this world. So we'll see what really comes through with the cards, but that's the energy that I'm getting with this one. It's reminding you of what is out there and what you can experience and explore. And while someone's pleasure might be, rock climbing or climbing mountains, right? And others might be the passion that they have for cooking. This isn't about comparing or anything like that. This is like finding it within yourself and what that means and what that looks like to you. So we'll take a look at your cards. I'm going to take that one too, since it was grabbing me. Just going to pop them on top of each other so we get a little bit more space. Feels like feeling within yourself. Like that's the energy that's coming through. This true energy of feeling within. Oh yeah, the light, right? See, this is what I was talking about. This isn't about the going within to sit in there and work on something, let's say, necessarily. If you're doing that, continue with what you're doing, right? Doing the right thing, but there is this energy of letting it out. Don't hide your light. It's also, don't be afraid. You're okay. I feel like everyone that watches these now is definitely some kind of like Earth Angel, Starseed, very light worker for sure. Now this is a great time to shine your light. We've kind of shifted over some kind of threshold, and whatever the threshold was, it was like old-fashioned, and we're into kind of some new energy, some real fresh energy, and we're not used to it yet. And so past lives, past energies of how things were, even just like a year ago, feels like was like what we kind of hid away, or we wanted to dim it because we didn't want to attract the toxic, like our light, our personal light of source, right? This is from source. This is not you being separate from source energy. This is you, your particular aspect of that truth or of that higher energy. So it's like letting that shine at this frequency or this vibration, or just earth, if you want to say, is what's being asked of you now, or what is being reminded within you, and you're starting to see that and feel it. And you're like, oh, I feel like something's shifting and changing. Do not be afraid of this. This is for your benefit or for your truth, because it is the truth. Okay, interesting. Probably channeled that. But anyway, you've got imagine yourself being composed of energy and light, because in reality, that's precisely what you are. You are a powerful being, and people are attracted to your brilliance. This is a time to remember how vibrant you truly are. Yeah, this is a real good time. This is great. I want to get super excited about it, but I'll just read the message. Yes, this is the true energy of unconditional love, right? This is the true source energy. And this is real unconditional love, not the conditions we sometimes kind of like tag onto things. Well, if you loved me, you wouldn't do this. Or if you really loved me, you wouldn't do that. Or I'm, the parent who's disappointed in the child because they wanted them to get an A or something. It's like, that's kind of like, it's not, obviously it doesn't mean you no longer love them, but it feels like a condition, right? So this is getting into the pure energy and what this is. You'll start to feel this. It feels like this month, especially for some reason 8's coming up, so I don't know if it's the 18th or 28th of this month, whenever you're watching this, something to do with an 8. Oh yeah, of course, 8-8 is Lionsgate. Okay, well anyway, you'll start to really feel this maybe on the 8th, then on the 18th, 28th, like it's going to come through in chunks. It's not saying you don't feel this now, but it is saying you'll feel more of it or in different ways, because you're starting to radiate that true source energy of who you are and your particular flavor, right? Your particular vavavavum, or like vibe of whatever this is, and you're letting that through. Okay, really nice. Yeah, no shit. It really is a change. I do love these like warmer energies up here and these cooler energies down here. This does feel like there is a shift, and it's like more of a radiance. Wow. Source is bringing through the high vibes. Ooh, okay. You've got Sanat Kumara with open channel. It says here signs, codes, downloads, and sacred information. Yeah, absolutely. But this download isn't here to, these kind of like downloads or anything like that. I mean, it's just coming through so much, but it does feel like it's like, people talk about the DNA shift, how scientists talk about junk DNA. It always makes me laugh, because it's like, I don't think there's anything within us that's junk, right? There's certain things that are more utilized than not, and some things that are turned off and on at certain I don't know, I guess certain parts of our evolution, we no longer need to photosynthesize if that's where we came from, like something like that. Or we don't need to like have the ability to have gills and breathe underwater, be able to find oxygen through that. You know, all that kind of stuff. Whether you believe all that or not, evolutionary, that, like, I'm not trying to pump any information that doesn't resonate, but it really is the reason the things that will resonate will come through, and you'll be able to utilize that in a way to help you shine your light. It's not about ego light. It's not about the ego being like, I'm better than anyone else. This is just your own unique essence of who you are, and you being really proud of that, because you should be. You should be really, really proud of who you are. We all do things that we feel like we shouldn't have. And sometimes we let things that have been done to us get to us. And this is not about any of that. This is being pure and free and open with what our desires are, whether they're very 3D or very spiritual. All is valid at this vibration, right? As long as it's for your highest good and doesn't interfere with anyone else's free will as well. Overcoming limitations. You've got Lady Portia coming through. This is the kind of like counterpart or twin flame, if you want to call it that. But it's really like the counterpart to... Oh, he's just gone out of my mind. The purple guy. Let me have a look. Literally forgotten. It was there and then he's gone. Saint Germain. So she's seen as the counterpart to Saint Germain. Kind of very fierce as well. Like, I feel like you would consider her more fierce than Saint Germain. But anyway, in a beautiful way, in a positive way. It says, karma release, let go of the need to be right. Absolutely. This isn't about you forcing your opinions for other people to accept, right? It's kind of like an unconditional love of all people's different paths. And sometimes we can look back and be like, well, I used to believe this, now I don't. Should I judge my past for that? No. So why would you judge other people for having a similar belief that you had in the past? You can only share and shine your light, and maybe that will help them see things in a different way, especially limiting beliefs. So you might be really stepping into your real light work. And really, it's not about going out there and changing people's minds. It's just shining a light on the things that you really want to bring out from within yourself, but also that you want to highlight that's in the world. It's going to be an interesting path, and that's going to be unique to all of you, to each person that actually chose this pile. It's such an amazing message. Three of coins. You've got the death card, again, more change. Three of coins is about collaboration usually, or working together. I don't know this particular fable or story or mythology, but it's an interesting one with the two kind of like energies, right? This, like I said, blue and red. It's not about judging one as better or worse than the other. Even our ego self, right? That's why we came here, to have that energy of the ego and see how we can work with that and what we can create from that and what we can do with that. So it does feel like that is really important to be said here, of that collaboration is with all aspects of yourself. All aspects of yourself are divine. All, even the very lowest energies we can find within ourselves or see, let's say, being radiated from others. It's not about judging it. Doesn't mean you have to resonate or, you know, deal with it, but it does mean you need to recognize that all aspects of self are divine. That's how we can start to, instead of find it difficult to release, remove, it makes it much more understandable and real when we do start to shift these things, because it's not done with anger, fear, or hate. It's done with love in the way that we are going to choose a more higher path for ourselves. Okay, well. You have the Knight of Swords. This is focusing on what's really important. You know, don't get distracted by the 3D too much either. We're here to experience it and be part of it while we're here, but it's not the be-all end-all of everything, even though it feels like that while we're here. And it's okay to feel like that. But shift your focus into what you want to remove, create, and shine, rather than what other people are doing wrong, or what we disagree with, or what we need to argue. Sometimes we're put here to do that, right? We're here to shake things up, and that may be part of your path, but always check in with yourself. Is that coming from ego, or is it coming from truth? Because you're not just here to work as a light worker. You're really here to experience the pleasures of what this has to offer as well. Have fun with it. You know, have a hobby outside light work stuff. Have something, you know, something else that you really want to experience too. You're here for an experience. Yeah, definitely here to shine light on things that don't resonate with you. You know, you've got the overcoming limitations with this kind of feeling left out or limited, right? So here shows homelessness, or being kicked out, or not being treated in a way that feels right. So this starts from within. This is like an internal thing. The other aspect of this is seeing other people living either in poverty or in challenge, right? Because there's lots of videos of people in different countries. I'll just pick like Japan or Tokyo, right? They're working hard, and they almost can't even afford basic necessities like food and rent. Like all that kind of stuff is very expensive. So the quality of life in a way seems less. And then societies wonder why people are having less children. So there's like abandoned buildings and stuff like that. So how does that work? How is there, one, abandoned buildings, and then two, there's like the high cost of living. So it's just like something has to kind of be given, right? That's not really for me to like comment on or like go down that path, but maybe something like that is where you're headed towards, like calling out, why are we just accepting that it's okay to have this many homeless people, or it's just okay to have the difference between pay with gender, or why do we just accept these kind of things? You know, that kind of stuff. It might be just small things within your household or life, right? Why am I doing all this all the time? You know, having a conversation with a partner about imbalances as well. So that's really coming through. You have the power of change very highly on here. And again, then it touches in with the 3 of coins, with talking to people, not calling it out and yelling about it and just making a scene. This is about having or finding a way to have proper conversations with the people who are supposed to be like who we elect, right? Even our local council and things like that. We elect them, so why don't, you know, they kind of like, not that they work for us, but they are there for on behalf of the people. Just as easy as they get put in those positions, they can be taken away. So I don't know, that's really coming through. That's all I wanted to say about that. Yeah, you're a powerful manifestor and creator. You, as quickly as you can create something into your life, you can remove as well. This is happening. Even if you don't feel like this is true at the moment, it will be in like a week or two, like in a month, like it's, you know, a year. It's not like it'll be a year and it just goes tick. You know, it's like gradual shift and change. You'll start to feel this a lot, and you can create and remove many things that no longer serve you or the people around you. So interesting. Also, this is the fairy godmother, so it's like, you know, the person who grants kind of wishes, desires being able to be created, and then people playing in that reality and see if that's actually what they want, right? Because we can sometimes think what we want, but we don't actually know what we want until we've got it. And then it's up to us to like what we utilize this, or what we've learned. Dream deep, create what you want in this world. Do it for the highest good of all. Like if you really want this job that's coming up, do it for the highest good and the highest good of all. That way, if there's someone else that's in the mix that gets it, potentially that was for their highest good, right? And so whatever's coming for you will be more aligned or better for you. It's not about bad, good results. It's about knowing that whatever happens is for the highest good. So it's a real hope and belief too. Keep going on your journey, obviously. There's many other experiences to be had here. And while this is a heavy, heavy light work energy reading, it's also a reminder that you're a creator as well. This energy of source isn't separate from you. You're a creator. You've got the ability and capacity to change and move things. Shine light on things that need to be lit up so that it can be put into the light, because we can only change things that are put into the light. You're here again to overcome not just limitations, but also show the things that are holding us back or holding things in a confined container. And we're not here to be confined. You're here to be open and almost like freedom, right? In the most pure sense of the word. Okay, that is your reading pile 2. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Thank you so much for being here and letting me read for you and read the energy of this reading from source. Take care of yourself. Obviously, if you have any questions, leave me a comment. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading. Welcome to your reading pile 3. So you've chosen the angel Amitiel and blue Obsidian with Revelation. This was interesting because when I read it, it popped up in my head Revolution, and I could see it, and I was like, this is Revelation though. So it does feel like an undertaking has occurred. Not so much a revolution in the way of a war or something like that. It kind of feels like a handing over or a treaty being signed, right? Kind of like when a peaceful kind of like separation, kind of like, what is it? Czechoslovakia shifting to Czech Republic or Czechia and Slovakia. You know, that kind of like that shift and change. Amitiel is the angel of truth and is a messenger spreading truth. This isn't spreading someone else's truth. This is just speaking what is true to you outwardly. So it's an interesting one. Source energy is opening up your throat chakra, and you know, as much as you want to like just leave things, this is about needing to speak up and say something for sure. The revelations is interesting. There is one part of this for either some of you or all of you, and it's about your abilities and gifts of who you are and what you have in this world, like your actual psychic senses and stuff like that. The reason why they were potentially closed before or maybe dimmed was to get you into a position where you had unconditional love and trust to the universe. And now that we're shifting, I guess, or you're shifting, I don't want to say that this is my pile or anything like that, because I don't really know. I kind of step out of it, and then if I need to watch my own videos, I will. But it does feel like that you'll be starting to see things, hear things, feel things, really see into source energy. And it's probably what you've always wanted. And now you're going to start getting that. So, like I said, if that doesn't resonate, that's okay. That message is just for who already have a feeling that that's coming. So have fun with that. It sounds like it'll be good. It'll be good, and it's exactly what you kind of wanted. It just feels it's instead of having complete faith and trust, it's like having now experiences in more visual or more intuitional, whatever, like, you know, clairsentient, clairaudience, all those kind of things. Whatever you want to label them and name them, it's just like a more knowing rather than a belief. It's just an inner knowing, which is going to get you to start to speak your truth. You get these things so you can utilize them to help improve your process in life. Okay. Revelation, hey? Revelation, to me, just the word just feels like coming to that aha moment, seeing the thing you always believed was true and seeing it into reality. It's interesting because I follow a lot of science, and you know how the blue whale was always seen as the largest creature that's ever lived on this planet. They've now discovered an ichthyosaur, which is like a marine reptile that was around during, I think between probably the Cretaceous era or during dinosaur time, because they had a lot of time, right? They had a lot of time to be around. That is potentially bigger. They base that off a jawbone, could be wrong, but it's showing that what we perceived as like limitations is being broken. And just recently, there's been discoveries with oxygen. We always think of oxygen's being created by mammals, animals, not really animals, sorry, plants, right? And that kind of thing. And now we're starting to see that these rocks that they've discovered or whatever deep into the ocean are producing oxygen, and they've actually not just gone with that, they go, oh, this is what's happening. They've taken the rocks or they've taken the things and started to do tests by killing all the bacteria in the water and all that kind of stuff, and they have been seeing increases in oxygen. So we're starting to see a lot of shifts and changes into what we thought was true about our world and about the lives and beings that have lived here. So, you know, it might be quite small, but that's the kind of things that are coming through. And for whatever reason, this reading is the reading that you needed to hear that. So we might be starting to see things be dug up from our past, which might start to prove otherwise of what we've believed in the past or what we've been told by scientists. That doesn't mean they were like purposely trying to hide things, right? This isn't a conspiracy. It's just like what we perceived as being true is now shifting. So that would play quite nicely in line with what you used to see was true, but now it's starting to shift and you'll start to feel and see more of source and spirit as well. Like it plays out on many levels. It plays out in our reality, it plays out in ourselves, it plays out up into the higher realms as well. There's no stopping this shift. Okay. An interesting message. Okay, this one really wants to come through. I'll grab you. Okay, I'll grab these cards a little later. Let's take a look at your cards. You've got Serenity. Love this blueness. I like this because it's kind of like things being washed away, right? There's like this energy of cleansing, but also just being. It says here, the most important relationship you can have is with yourself, 100%. It's not about finding the love of your life and all that kind of stuff. Absolutely, if that's part of your story, right, that you've decided to write in this lifetime, be at it. But really, we have to know who we are and what we are and what makes us us to really know what energies or people or kind of person we're looking for. It helps with that instead of just trial and error. Don't have to, like, you know, do the whole kissing many frogs. We need to go within and know what's a frog and what's a prince, right? To be able to align with that truth, because then frogs will still come, but instead of dating them for a year to learn a lesson, we just know that that's not for us. That's not our, it's not like those people are actually frogs, right? And it's probably saying it in a bad way, but it's really just saying like that energy doesn't resonate with my energy at this time. It's not what I want to kind of connect with, basically. Okay, it says here, this is a time to honor, nurture, and love yourself more by seeking out and removing any negative feelings and emotions that are left over from yesterday. Don't let past issues and resentments interfere with your serenity today. This is going to be this is kind of like an interesting part of your story as the incarnation that you're in, whether you're in your like teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, plus, you know, whatever. It's like this is a good time. This is an interesting time. I think this is the time you're here for. Whatever's going to pop up will come now. Sorry, there's like a little bug flying around the camera. You've got Mother Mary coming through too with, again, more blue. Mother Mary with miraculous encounter. It says divine experiences. Do not be afraid of being powerful. Yeah, this is your gifts being reawakened, recognized, coming out for sure. This miraculous energy kind of like isn't a miracle. It's always been part of you, if that makes sense. But for outside looking in, it feels very miraculous. So love this energy from Mother Mary. It feels more mystical, Mother Mary, than the traditional like, you know, flowers and love and heart, which is still true here, but this feels more of her mystical side, like almost like her oracle or her priestess or something like that, kind of like magical side, which is cool. I mean, she can be many things. She doesn't have to be just pigeonholed into one thing. Same with Amitiel as an angel, right? Angel of truth. Doesn't mean he has to focus on that kind of like energy all the time. Might be what he's known for, but it's kind of like the doctor. He's known for helping or healing people, right? But he could also play golf or something. You know, he's like, there's many different aspects to us. So why wouldn't there be many different aspects that come through in different times for higher ascended masters, right? Or even angelics. More blue. There's so much blue in your reading. This is all about the throat chakra. It's like being highlighted so much. Saying and speaking your truth, the truth, and what's for the highest good of all. This is not about telling people what they should think or feel. This is just speaking truth, and people can do what they will with it. Light transmission. Yeah, you're speaking light language or light energy out. Doesn't mean you have to not make up, sorry. But like, doesn't mean you have to say things in a particular way. This could be with English. This could be just, you know, with how you speak, basically. It says wounds are healed, important information and charging up. This important information is coming through you outward. You're kind of like a channel in a sense. Like this liquid, this is about being part of the sea of stars or sea of life or that energy and letting it through. Probably, I'm guessing you're some kind of like starseed in a way, or some kind of like ET, I guess they would call them, like, you know, at a soul level. Like it doesn't mean you're like one thing and only been in one place and then you've come here for like, I don't know, a life. But it does mean you predominantly have either lives or have had like more experience in a far off galaxy, let's say. Take that with a grain of salt. If you don't believe it, that's fine. But you're getting a shit ton of blue. This feels like the nurturing energy that I feel from like Mother Mary is kind of like more known for, that unconditional love, that support, that kind of like lifting, like, you know, lifting and raising the child into the light, you know, seeing like how you care and look after yourself is how you tell others to care and look after you. This is really important here. So again, touching on more throat chakra. There's so much blue. All right, we're breaking the blue. You've got new cycle. Yeah, this feels like a shift in reality. I think it's really touching on, you know, the higher timeline. You've kind of picked this timeline, which is, it feels like a higher timeline. Like it feels like a high timeline, or the highest timeline even. This new cycle you could go through and it will be very different to the past. This is very different. I keep saying that, I know, but it does feel like this is so different to how humanity's kind of lived at this time. It's kind of like, you know how people keep talking about New Earth, New Earth, New Earth. we've started to shift and go in that direction, I feel, anyway. You know, the separation between new and old Earth. The old Earth stays behind. Everyone has free will, whether they come or go. And some people are staying behind, and that's going to be what is going to be best for them. Some starseeds are going to be staying behind too, in some sense. Even angelics, if they want to go and experience that. So this feels like that feeling of the shift more so, which, you know, it's for the highest good. Okay. Because when I said light transmission, it's not external from you. This is like your source truth coming through you and outward. But it does really feel like the voice, right? It feels like the throat chakra. It comes through and is spoken with love and purpose, but it's been spoken through the mouth. And it's to heal and help and kind of nurture people, like nourish them, give them light and hope. Don't get too caught up in how you do this. This is just you being you. Just have to be you, and with the intention of whatever you want to intend, right? If you want to intend to share truth, then do that. If you want to share happiness, love, joy, then do that. It's really up to you and when you feel it's right. Okay. Have the death card, definitely a shift and a change from the old. This can be tricky for some people to like kind of swallow, I feel, and that's okay. That's okay, because it's hard to speak truth when we've got something stuck in our throat, right? And that could be like old stories, the past, what people have told us who we are. So take your time with this. You're not here to force anything on people or force yourself to do anything you don't want to do. Take your time. This is open from here when you start doing this or not, but it feels like it's coming to a time when it's about to begin. You've got the 10 of Wands. You might actually start dropping things that you thought were important that are no longer important. You might start making amends or healing the past from within yourself or with other people, by no longer aligning to hold on to those pains or issues. So this is so exciting. Like, this feels really exciting. I feel like I want to like get up and kind of dance, but I'm composing myself while I connect with Source. But you know, they want you to have fun with this as well. This is not about being a soldier, let's say. This is about being you. Yeah, this does feel like new, kind of like when I was talking about New Earth. This feels like a new way of being, a new world, new cycle, right? This is a... I don't think people are going to see this video, and the people that do see this are going to be like shocked, I guess. Look, it's not meant to be like popular, it's meant to be true. That's why I do these readings, so it's just so interesting, like the past ending and new life sprouting from old death, right? From the old world, new life coming out of the old world. Ooh. Okay, this is just exciting, that's all. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We've got the Knight of Coins coming through with the new cycle, a more thoughtful world, right? And we're starting from our needs rather than our desires and like extra stuff. It's kind of like, you know, water, our spiritual health, our physical health, our mental health, health in general, access to food and community and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like a reset, but not with like a old school reset, you know, a plague or something like that. This is like a new way of thinking, feeling, and being. So really good energy there. Got the Queen of Swords. No longer are old energies stopping you, even if new people start to doubt you or call you out or like anything like that. Have a look at it. If it's like a real call out that needs to be called out, right? Take that as you will. But the Queen of Swords knows herself. She knows what's true and what needs to be said and done. She cuts cords when they don't match her frequency. And she's not cutting cords to like detach from the person forever, because if there's a connection that needs to be healed, like let's say an ex-person, you cut cords with them energetically. If you haven't dealt with the thing that they were trying to teach you or anything like that, or like you were trying to learn from them, or anything, I guess, then they'll reattach. So you can cut cords with anything, and if it needs to come back, it'll come back. But you're getting into your more powerful stage. This Queen of Swords is very strong because she's been through it, right? She has to go through it. The swords aren't easy. She's been through the mental anguish to know how strong her heart, mind, and soul are. So you might be on that journey, might be halfway through some things and still learning. You don't need to be anywhere other than where you are. You've chosen like a really good path from here onwards, which wasn't easy. So good for you. Like, be proud of yourself with that. I shouldn't have to tell you, right? This is from Source. Source is proud of you, so you should be as well. Okay, and last card. Got the 5 of Coins. It's going to be an interesting shift with this card coming out right at the end, especially with the Ace. It's hard to let go of the things that we feel we should have had or needed, right? It's going to be a long process to cut cords from the past as well, and that's okay. You're given a new opportunity to do this, like a new cycle, and it might be quicker, it might be slower, but it'll be at the pace that's correct and right for you. So you no longer need to feel that you're disconnected. You'll start to really connect more with your soul family, which may be like extraterrestrial or whatever, maybe aliens. I don't know what's going to happen, right? I'm just a messenger. I'm not the predictor. Maybe it's more like your connection with your faith and belief, whether that's like a traditional faith of religion, like Christianity, Islam, etc. All fine, right? This is a deepening or more truth coming through. Start to feel it. You might even started to feel this already. You might see things flying around the house, orbs, whatever, or in videos. You start to like really connect with this. It's going to be personal to you. Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt your intuition. It's coming through loud and clear. And so when you're ready to speak that out into reality, that'll start to help you not feel so disconnected. So it's really, really nice. But it's also hard to disconnect from what we think we should have in this lifetime, right? We thought we really needed that car, house, or whatever. We've got somewhere to live and we need to be. Of course, that's important. But this is like, you don't need to take the old with you. You don't need to take the old anger, rage, all that into the next phase. You're going to be in a completely different reality or world, it feels like. This is a wild reading. I just want to say that. I think all of them have been kind of way more expressive and expansive than I even expected from a reading from myself. So we're going to finish up. It's 5:53 here, so I'm just going to leave you with that. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time in the next reading.